It looks like the new Quantum Leap series is on a winter break now, apparently, so to speak, because it looks like the last episode for now was shown a week before last Monday. I actually tuned into the tuned or did it? Let me see. I'm gonna double check the let me. I'm just gonna double check something here. One moment, because I'm trying to remember if it got it on, if I've missed an episode or whatnot. Here, one moment here. Just gonna check this. Give me one moment, guys. I should have done this beforehand. I know, but yeah, it looks like the Stand By Ben, the 8th episode, was the last episode to be released as of now. And with that in mind, we are going to bring back onto the show. Here is James Faraci to talk more about the show so far. Welcome once again to the show, James. Are you there? One moment here, guys. Let me see if I've got this. Did I? What the heck? I am so sorry about this. Looks like closed off Discord. Like I shut down the Discord app. I am so sorry about this. If you're listening, James, I'm gonna try to get you back right here and right now. My apologies. I'm gonna dial this up again. Oh, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I am so sorry about that. Apparently, for whatever reason, I closed out the Discord app at some point in time and ended up hanging up on you, and I greatly apologize for that.
That happens.
Yeah, so let's try this again. Like I said, with the Quantum Leap new series, apparently look on winter break from right now, and I definitely got some thoughts on that. And joining me once again to talk about this is James Faraci. Welcome again to the show.
Always glad to be on the show, Chris.
Okay, so like I said, it's 8 episodes have been released so far, and now it looks like it's on break for the time being. And I'm gonna be honest with you, James. I'm kind of a bit worried about that. Just knowing that the show had apparently been dealing with dropping ratings ever since the pilot, and knowing my history not just with television networks, but with NBC in particular. Not just what they did with Quantum Leap, but Alpha in general. It's just, I just have this bad gut feeling that I wouldn't be surprised if, just knowing that Comcast might in fact be looking at least, they might not bring it back onto the airwaves of NBC at least. At the very least, I'm hoping that they would at least probably keep it on Peacock and resuming the whatever episodes, if any, have still been still produced at this point.
Well, there's about 12 episodes left for this season because, basically they've had to cut down the full season lengths from 22 to 18. And, I'm actually a little bit hopeful because from what I've been seeing, the episode quality has gone up. It's talked more about the leap and has gotten to a serviceable blending of
I get what you're saying. I will say, well, like I said, the quality of the episodes is one thing, but unfortunately, as I've seen too many times, especially in my more than 10 years of reviewing TV shows, quality of the episodes isn't always actually a guarantee that the show's gonna keep on going. You've gotta look at the bottom line numbers. At the very least, like I said, especially if those remaining 10 to 12 episodes have been made, have been produced, that would at least tell me that hopefully at the very least, Comcast would allow them to be released at least on the Peacock service, and at least give us that much time to hopefully get some type of resolution of where they're going with this plot. Because I will say this, one way or the other, I never expected this show to really get more than one season. It's almost like I said, this is it's one thing if this was something like The Fugitive or maybe the original Quantum Leap, but there's a definite objective here that needs to be that they're ultimately trying to get to, and I think if it's not something that they can drag out like David Lynch tried to do with Twin Peaks. Let's put it that way, the
Right.
original Twin Peaks. There's
Oh
got to
yeah.
there's got to be the creators of this show, I think, have to have a definite point in time where they are going to resolve the number one objective of these shows' protagonists, which clearly is trying to discover and find and return Dr. Sam Beckett. They've got to do that at some point in time, and then just a determination of can they extend the series past that or just put it to a close with that resolution.
Well, if they do close it off with them finding Sam Beckett and bringing him back, there's going to be a lot of things that they will try to they'll have to kind of like go through with him and see how he can help the project now and what Sam can do to help to make sure. And you've seen all the episodes, right? So
yeah,
you know,
yeah. I'll try to summarize what we know so far in this series. So apparently, the revived Quantum Leap project is essentially the brainchild of Admiral Herbert Magic Williams, because he did in fact discover that Sam Beckett did leap into him back when he was in Vietnam and was responsible for saving Magic's life, the rest of the platoon, and of course his commanding officer, who of course was also Sam's older brother, Tom Beckett. Clearly,
right.
everyone else, including the likes of Ben Song and Addison, were brought in for this project. The original plan was that Addison was going to be the Leaper, and Ben was going to be her holographic observer. But for one reason or another, Ben apparently went rogue and went in and put himself in the accelerator chamber itself. And apparently, all we know is two things about that. His reasoning was somehow believed that Addison was going to be in danger of somehow if she was
She was going to get killed.
going to be the Leaper, and it somehow is also, in one way or another, is of course tied into Admiral Al Calavicci's daughter Janice, who clearly has been trying to wanted to be part of the project originally, was turned down because of her connections to the original project and Al himself, and since then more or less had been working with Ben, and who knows what her objectives were. I don't think this has been proven yet, but obviously we've got at least been told a general idea of what Ben's ulterior motives were. I think for now, I think it's a good guess that what Janice's objectives were is that clearly, I would say, Al had his own desires to try and retrieve Sam, probably until his dying day. And best guess I can come up with is that this is Janice trying to carry out his last wishes. Nothing to be proven about that so far, but that's about the best guess I can think of. Also, what we also know by now is that there is, in fact, another Leaper out there. It's clearly not Sam, and it's clearly not Aaliyah, the evil Leaper from the original series. So now we're trying to figure out who this new person is.
So for all we know, I'm taking a wild guess that the other Leaper who saw Ben as Ben and heard him talk to Addison, that is going to be Addison's killer in the future. Now, again, we're going into spoilers territory because from what I've seen, Ben's trying to gather up enough energy to leap himself forward in time to try and stop Addison's murder.
Yeah, that's a cute thing, because when obviously, like, when I first saw the indication of what Ben's plan was, I think the original assumption for a lot of people was the target he was looking for was Sam. Clearly now it might not be that. Well, we are dealing with the fact that the desire to bring Sam Beckett back was all Magic's plan. Ben appears to have his own objective, and that could be the situation coming in through right now. And this is kind of why I'm kind of on pins and needles right now. That's more or less what they've left us with the show going on hiatus at this point. And it's just a matter of we will, at least in some form or fashion, those future episodes get released.
They will be released. They'll start January, I think. Let me just double check the date.
Okay.
1 second. I know it'll be after the new year, so it'd probably be on the Monday of January 2nd. Or the 7th.
Okay.
And by then, football season will definitely be over, so there might be more audience for the network.
At least Monday Night Football should be over for the most part. Yeah, there is that to fortunately work with. One thing I keep in mind about this is, and this is probably another reason why I would not be surprised if the plan is, even at best, only one season, is the fact that they seem to be speed running the show, more or less. Because they already did an episode where Ben ends up leaping far, far outside of his own lifetime, which is something they didn't even dare try with Sam until the third to last episode, if my memory serves me correctly.
Yeah. And to have like a descendant of Martin Luther King and all that other stuff.
Predecessor of Martin Luther King, yes. Yeah, ancestor of Martin Luther King was the basis of that episode. So the fact that they threw in that, they basically took two factors, somehow being able to leap outside his lifetime and the possibility of another leaper. Like I said, those two issues were never tackled in the original series until the 5th and final season, and they're doing it now before the first season is even halfway over. So that's kind of telling me that this might be kind of a speed run, more or less, of this series, just to, like I said, try and get that resolution of trying to recover Dr. Beckett. And personally, I'm going to say this, if that's the plan, I'm kind of okay with that. Now,
me too.
I wouldn't be surprised this is just a guess. I would not be surprised if this first season ends with them finally recovering Sam Beckett. We might get that appearance by Scott Bakula that he's claiming isn't going to happen. Who knows about that? My thing is, I would not be surprised if the first season ends with them successfully bringing back Dr. Beckett, but not Ben. Using that as a cliffhanger to try and get a second season. Whether or not that's going to work, I have no clue. But I'm not going to be surprised if that's something they try.
Yeah. But you know what I'm hoping?
Okay.
Is that if they find Sam Beckett and they are able to stop this evil leaper or this other leaper that's come in who's going to kill Addison in the future, this somehow does forced Sam out of the Quantum Leap accelerator, and he comes back and he has to now kind of like say, okay, what can I do to help Ben out, and what can I do to help you guys out?
Well, I don't know about that. I will say this. Even if they successfully manage to bring back in Scott Bakula, I would not be surprised if it's only for a very brief appearance. For now, I would not expect Scott Bakula to go back to becoming any type of regular occurrence on the show, for whatever that's worth. That's not something I would not expect as of right now. Like I said, I think it's just get Dr. Beckett back, and then, but of course, there's still one thing. About that being said, I'm still holding on to the possibility there may still be an appearance of someone else that might be able to eventually try to help work on the project. And that, of course, is Sam's daughter, Sammy Jo Fuller. I still would not be surprised if we see that character make an appearance at some point in time in this
Yeah, I'd like to
series.
see Sammy Joe Fuller return as well. I mean, maybe Sammy Joe and Janice were working together to kind of like with
Something I'm
this.
still thinking. That's a possibility I'm still looking at myself. Yes.
So right now we're looking at the possibility that Sammy Joe Fuller, Sam Beckett's daughter, and Janice Calavici are trying to help Ben save Addison from her future murder, and rescue Dr. Beckett, even though the people at the Quantum Leap Project don't want it done.
Well, it's more than that. It's clearly the people at Quantum Leap Project want to rescue Dr. Beckett. Just for whatever reason, they weren't trustworthy in at least Janice being a reliable source of help in doing that. Now, whether or not they know about Sammy Joe, I'm still not sure about that. Whether or not they had any prior knowledge of her and any attempts she may have had to try and join the project as well, that I can't be 100% sure of as of yet.
All right.
But yeah, right now, it's just like I said, it's just we're just kind of in limbo right now. It looks like, because I said it's just a hopeful that one way or the other, be it on Peacock or NBC, the series
Or
is
maybe
allowed to be
even on,
brought
or
back.
maybe they'll bring it back on like the Sci-Fi/USA channels networks.
No, they're not. Well, they would have to get a completely different time slot for that, because they're not putting it on Monday nights on USA. Not with what
They're definitely
not with
maybe
WWE Raw going on there.
no, they're probably gonna do it like around the same time with like Chucky.
Perhaps. Well, like I said, we're just gonna have to wait and see. I'm just right now. It's crossing my fingers on that, because I already got screwed over with the show once. Really hoping it doesn't end up happening again.
Oh, I'm with you. If it ends without any resolution like they did the way the first time, I think you and I would get medieval on certain people from Universal and the parent company of NBC.